everyone. Now, my children think I'm the best mother in the whole wide world if I make their favorite ribs for dinner. Now, ribs can be barbecue. We can also do them my way, which is a lovely sticky plum and ginger marinade over the top. So that's really easy to do. There are a few little secrets, though, that I will share with you in a moment. Now, obviously, we get beautiful ribs when we go to the restaurants, and the things that the chefs do there is they actually pre-cook the ribs before they marinate them or glaze them in that sticky sauce. So what we do is we're going to break that down. I call it twice cooked pork because it sounds much more expensive than once cooked pork. These are little pork spare ribs. Now, you can, of course, do this with any rib recipe that you would like to do, so beef or pork. Now, we're going to cook these down for at least 25 to 30 minutes. You can do this the day before, and then they're perfect. All we need to do is put that marinade over them and cook them. So what I've got is I've got some hot water there. We're going to add just some stock cubes. Now, you can add your favorite stock that you use all the time. These are just little chicken stock cubes. They're really, really easy to use. And then we're going to make these. You usually do a barbecue pork or beef rib, but what we're going to do is something a little bit different. We're going to do a sticky plum and lemongrass with ginger, which is really, really nice. And you can either serve this as a main course or even as little starters, so you can decide. So once we got that chicken stock, I always add a little bit of turmeric, just so that it stains that pork nice and yellow, and it looks a little bit more glamorous than it ever would. It doesn't really affect the seasoning too much. I always say turmeric just smells earthy, so that's really nice and natural. So into our big pot. So you need quite a big pot because obviously we're going to have to submerge these little rashers in there. So these are just the little pork spare ribs that you would get at your supermarket or at your butcher. They're very easy to use. They can literally just go straight in. So we're going to pop those in, and like I said, we're going to boil those down for about 25 minutes until they are nice and tender. So to make sure this cooking liquid is absolutely beautiful, what I'm going to add is some cinnamon quills. Now, if you don't have the cinnamon bark or the quills, just add a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. I'm also going to add some star anise. Star anise imparts a beautiful flavor into here. You just need 1 or 2 of those beautiful little star anise. And of course, some of the cumin. So just some cumin seeds in there. That's all going to boil in there, really infuse into the pork, and as you can see, that turmeric is staining that pork beautifully. So as you can see, those are cooking very violently. I've got them really on the highest temperature. We're going to do them for at least 25 minutes. So in that time, like I said, we can just do the plum jam with ginger and lemongrass, but we can also bash together a quick and cheeky little Chiang Mai curry paste, which is one of my favorite Thai curry pastes. Now, if you don't have a pestle and mortar, by all means, you can use your little food processor, and that's how I get away with it. It's nice and quick and easy. So I'll obviously get this recipe for you at the end of the show, but essentially we've got a few of the little Asian shallots. I've just peeled them. They can go in whole. I've got some of the beautiful Thai lime leaves, the little kaffir lime leaves. Those can just go in whole as well. I've got a few cloves of peeled garlic. I've also got some lemongrass. Now, obviously, that lemongrass, I've just sort of chopped it up over there and over there. I've peeled it to look like that, and then I actually blend it up. If you're going to use this quite often, or if you've got a lemongrass at home, if you freeze that, it actually blends up beautifully and makes a lovely lemongrass dust that you can keep in your freezer and use anytime you want. So that's very nice and convenient. So don't use the jarred lemongrass. It must be fresh. Otherwise, you'll definitely taste the difference. Also, some turmeric and some ginger. Now, you can, of course, use the powdered turmeric, which is quite acceptable. But if you do happen to find the fresh turmeric, the easiest way to peel that, and the same as ginger, is just with a teaspoon. You can see I've got one of those little teaspoons there. The best way to peel it is avert your eyes, because obviously ginger juice does sting. And that's just some beautiful fresh turmeric there. I always say if you've got a manicure on, make sure you don't do this without gloves on, because it will stain your hands like it does to food, which is absolutely fabulous. But if you do have a fresh manicure on, you maybe use a glove to do that. So that's beautiful fresh turmeric. Like I said, I'm not going to use both, or you don't have to, but I'll just show you. We can just put some of that turmeric in there. And again, with the ginger, easiest way to peel that is also just with a spoon. It just gets that skin off, and it doesn't waste a lot of the ginger. I find if you do this even if you do it with the sharpest knife, it ends up taking you twice as long and we don't want you losing your personality when you're peeling down fresh ginger. So it really is nice and easy just to carve around those different shapes there of the ginger, and that can just pop in. You can chop it down just a little bit more if your machine is going to battle with that. And then the last thing we need to add in there, that smells absolutely beautiful, it smells really, really good, is some of the shrimp paste. So with the shrimp paste, not everyone likes the smell of it, but it does add a beautiful flavor to the end of our dish. So that Chiang Mai curry paste was really easy to blend up in the food processor. It smells absolutely fragrant. Now, of course, you can use this on chicken breast or chicken thigh or anything else you want to cook through, will be nice and easy. So our lovely pork rashers have been boiling for about 25 to 35 minutes. Now, if you look at that lovely color, they are beautiful and suntan, full of flavor. It smells absolutely glorious in here. All we're going to do is drain them. We're going to put that lovely sticky plum jam with the Chiang Mai curry paste through it. And then these are going in the oven to get a lovely suntan. Our wonderful pork rashers are beautiful and yellow and very fragrant. We could probably eat them like that, but of course we want that luxurious lip gloss that we're going to put on them with our Chiang Mai marinade and the plum. Now, I'm going to put these under the grill just so that they brown off nicely. I'm just going to spray that baking sheet with a bit of canola spray so that it makes it easier for us to clean at a later stage. So to make up our lovely sticky marinade, I'm going to put in some of that lovely plum jam, and that's going to go over the top of that, and then that lovely Chiang Mai curry paste. I'm going to stir that through, and then they're literally going on that tray and under a grill that is nice and preheated. So now that those are lovely and coated with our beautiful marinade, I'm going to put those onto our greased roasting tray, and then into the oven they go. So guys, these have just been under the grill. They are beautiful and caramelized and very sticky. Now just remember, you can of course do this on your barbecue. So this could be a lovely barbecue dish as well. So these are not only sticky and caramelized, but they are perfectly tender as well. So you'll be very popular with your friends and family serving them up. Such gorgeous ribs. And like I said, you can do this with your style of ribs. This could have just been a barbecue sauce as well, but the cooking process is very important. And remember, like I said, twice cooked pork is very glamorous indeed. So I always finish that off just with something a little bit fresh, just to make it appear a lot more delectable. I've got some freshly chopped mint, which can go over the top there, freshly chopped chili, and some shallot. I've also got some roasted peanuts, which will go over the top there, and last but not least, some fried shallots. Can't wait to eat these.